Okay, so I was scrolling down my own Twitter and then I saw this tweet and I just want to get into it. That is Miss Teddy Sinclair, also former known as Miss Natalia Kills. Let me tell you something. When, what was I, 11, 12-year-old found her album. Let me just show it to you guys so you guys can listen to it. There has not been a year in my life where I have not listened to this album. Trouble, this album is timeless. I'm telling you, like, that was when I was in like my little Lana Del Rey phase and all that good stuff. This bitch was the brown version. I saw her as black in my mind, my young self, but she was my black Lana Del Rey. This whole album eats up Lana's whole fantasy daddy girl, troublemaker, rich money vibe that Lana tries to do. She eats it up. The pop culture, this gives MC bling. This gives so many aesthetics that you bitches would fucking, TikTok would drool over this album. We need to, this whole album, we need to bring it onto this app. We need to bring the exposure right here. I've never been so passionate about anything else but this album. I couldn't find anything about that, so I'm gonna say no. But she was canceled, or she killed her own career just because she just harshly judged a person a little bit too hard on the judge. That's literally it.
Name one celebrity that should have never been canceled.
Natalia Kills. Another creator made a video about this a couple of months ago, and I'm going to tag them down below. But back to Natalia, okay? In the 2010s, this bitch lived rent-free in my head, my heart, and in my ears. Her first two albums, Perfectionist and Trouble, were pop perfection. Okay, she had hits like Acid Annie, Trouble, Problem, Daddy's Girl, Saturday Night. This bitch could fucking write. Not to mention the visuals and the looks she was pulling off. Chef's kiss. Now, here's what happened. She was on the X Factor with her little husband or whatever, and they both berated a contestant saying that he was trying too hard to be like her husband, who was Willie Moon. Now, was she wrong? Yes, she was wrong. But was it so severe that she needed to be blackballed after it? No, it was not that damn serious. Her career got shut down so hard because of that situation that she had to rebrand as Cruel Youth. And she released some fire under that name too. Now, one of the important things in these situations are repercussions and atonement. Were the repercussions? Yes. She was taken off the show immediately and she was blackballed. Was there atonement? Yes. She not only apologized, but she wrote Kiss It Better by Rihanna. And I feel like writing a song that is that beautiful, she should be forgiven, okay? She should not have been canceled. Okay. Natalia, come back to us.
Got a lot of requests to talk about the Natalia Kills X Factor story, so let's do it. I'm sure a lot of us have seen this clip from X Factor New Zealand of Natalia calling out a contestant for copying her husband. However, this moment was very staged by production. If you look at the comparison pictures, you can see how production heavily influenced Joe Irvine to change his appearance over time to resemble her husband, who was a judge on the panel. Now, this is X Factor New Zealand, and their ratings were not good. They were missing a Simon Cowell, they were missing that mean judge, and that fell on Natalia. Looking back, Natalia's rant is very obviously scripted. A lot of the phrases she said seemed to be ripped straight out of the mouth of Simon Cowell and just did not match the way she talked before. Joe took this selfie with Natalia after the incident, so they're obviously still cool. However, the backlash Natalia got was insane. She got thousands of death threats, racist and hateful messages, and X Factor said nothing. After using her as a pawn, they fired her and made her sign a gag order so she could never talk about what actually happened.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to state the obvious. We have a doppelganger in our midst. As an artist who respects creative integrity and intellectual property, I am disgusted at how much you have copied my husband. From the hair to the suit, do you not have any value or respect for originality?
Sipping French wine with the devil, pretty things slipping my rise at the devil, posting by Hollywood sign with the devil, getting that money on time with the devil. Mama said, don't you go down with the devil, 50 down. Clever guys lying and I'm buying, saying special. Said he sent the check but signed me over with the bezel. Promised me the penthouse, got me on the lowest level. Running from the reaper when you thought you was a rebel. How they told you while you sleeping in the rental. No one gotta know, you better show him your potential.
Which celebrity was treated so unfairly that we as a society owe them an apology?
Natalia kills Teddy Sinclair. If you recognize the name or you don't recognize the name, it's that judge from New Zealand X Factor from 6 years ago that made the comment like, oh, you're copying my husband, like, because the contestant was wearing a suit. It was a publicity stunt. They literally have pictures of them together backstage. They made the contestant change into a suit so that she could literally make those comments. Like, the entire thing was for publicity for the show. And people still, to this day, will not let this girl live. I guess the video again went viral on Instagram, and this is her comment section. This is on a picture of her and her dad. Like, to this day. This is the worst comment section. There are absolutely more recent ones, and it is actually insane. She had to rebrand and everything, and the fact that people to this day are still harassing her over that shit is insane. She deserves better. Period.
Yama nama doop, yama na mama, lama gamma goop, and yama bebop, gamma juice, yabba da babba da when the beat drop, and yabba dabba doobop, and yabba da babba da wada woobop.
Celebrity was treated so unfairly that we as a society owe them an apology.
This one still pisses me off. Natalia Kills. Back in 2015, she and her husband were invited to be guest judges on the X Factor in New Zealand. She was a big deal at the time. She had just dropped her second album, and she was being compared to Lady Gaga. According to them, they were told backstage to be controversial. So that's what they did. They were rather mean to one of the contestants after their performance. But when the backlash hit, they were immediately fired the next day, and their names were dragged through the mud, especially Natalia. Let me remind everyone that this is the same talent show series that had Simon fucking Cowell as a judge on the UK version for years. Not only that, but he's been a judge on Britain's Got Talent, America's Got Talent, X Factor US, American Idol, and Pop Idol. He has been trashing contestants to their faces for so long, but the moment a woman of color does it once,
Butter, ragu.
Put that down.